self-evident that all men are created equal.
As we focus on the life and legacy of Martin Luther King Jr., it raises our awareness to people who, in the present moment, are carrying out that legacy, right? And Sydney, you serve as SAAC President. You are a member of Hofstra University Athletics Diversity and Inclusion Group, and this is awesome. You created a partnership between Hofstra and Strong Youth, an organization whose goal is to end youth gang violence and empower the next generation. All right. You're on mission, my friend. You are on mission. So when did that mission really stir inside of you?
I feel like I've always felt a bigger, I knew I had to lead in some way, or I was never a person to just stand aside and look. So I guess it's really just when I started, being educated on the things and the problems in our world, where it was like, if there's a problem, then we should be working to fix it. I'm not just gonna stand there and watch it happen. One of my big awakenings, you can call it, was actually Strong Youth. They came and spoke about the school to prison pipeline, how just systematically children in schools, it's not an easy system to break out of, and it can be, depending on what neighborhood you live in, incarceration and violence and things can be prevalent, and we have to do things to dismantle that. And I don't think any young person wants to be in that situation, and it's a little bit unfortunate, but just the link to our schools and what we can do within that is kind of where I was like, oh. I always thought that marginalization and the problems Black communities face and people of color face was obviously because of history and because of slavery and things, but I really thought it was about just poverty, and when people who are impoverished and don't have what they need, then situations are exacerbated and joblessness creates certain situations. And I thought that was the root of things. But Strong Youth, the organization you just spoke on, is really showed me that it's more than that.
You currently are interning with Strong Youth, and I can imagine you've had a lot of interactions with the younger generation who look up to you big time. What are some of the conversations you've had really to have influence when you are in the room with these younger kids?
It's really conversations about, so Strong Youth got a farm, and which is just amazing because they're doing therapy and rehabilitation, and
wow.
From struggling households, really connecting with the earth and trying to find some sort of, zen there, some sort of peace. They really love it, and they really get excited about it. And I feel like it just takes them to a different place. There's a lot of immigrant communities. They say it reminds them of home. Talking about that environmental justice and social justice intersect, and how they have a role in that, and how there's a job market opening for those things. I think they're excited about it, and it's exciting to see. And I'm not that much older than them, so I also just discovered this, and it's exciting to do things towards and just lend a hand and see what doors open when it's just really something that I think is so important.
When I met Sydney for the first time, I knew that she was going to be a lifelong partner. Her passion was measurable, but also her level of understanding of the issues and the challenges facing our youth and families was truly refreshing.
It is amazing when a student athlete takes their sport, you take field hockey, and you make it about something that's so far greater than just yourself and just your sport. When did you realize, I'm not gonna wait until I graduate, I'm gonna make impact now?
I think that happened when I came into college. There's so many opportunities that are presented to you that I always figured that it's only smart to take them. Field hockey and just sports in general, as you played sports, just really provides a foundation where you have your team around you supporting you, and you have just constant encouragement, and just the discipline and the diligence that go into sports has played a huge role in just me going after things.
You definitely go after things. And for maybe the rest of your student athlete body, or for other student athletes who are now stepping into this situation where they want to have a voice, they want to take on those opportunities, what encouragement would you give them?
Do what you think is right. Do what you want to do. If there's an avenue that you want to take it. Unless there's some huge barrier stopping you, which we're all very fortunate to not really have anything that's really hindering us that much. Go for it. If it's fear that's stopping you, go for it. And, look for people around you to give you encouragement.
That's so good. And your passion, your light for this world and for other people, that compassion shows. And so I just want to encourage you, thank you for stepping out, for being that voice, for being that light. And I talked to Coach Courtney yesterday. You call her Deanie. Yes. What influence has she had on your life?
Oh my goodness. Deanie is honestly amazing. I'm so grateful to have a coach like her in my life, and so many other coaches in the past that have done the same, but specifically her. She pushes me like no other. She takes no slack, but at the same time, she's the one who puts the most strength in me, the most encouragement, she knows my full potential. And so, like anybody else, there's times where you're discouraged, or you're not something's really daunting and you don't know if you should go for it. But Deanie's always says that I can and that I should. And I just appreciate her so much for that.
You should, and you will. And sister, keep going. Just know that we are cheering you on at the Colonial Athletic Association, but myself as a former student athlete, so proud of all that you do and are going to continue to do, and keep shaking this world, girl. Keep going.
I appreciate that, Karlie.
Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom